code 8, which is test number 1. And the first question, it's asking, when you see this sign, the driver knows that he or she must. Let's look at the sign. Here is the sign. Here is the sign. And we have a couple of options here. Option number 1 says must keep in the left lane only. Then option number 2 says pass to the left of the obstacle which the sign has been placed. And option 3 says proceed on the left side of the road. So the correct answer here is B, option B. When you see this sign, you must pass to the left of the obstacle which the sign has been placed, meaning that when you see this sign, it says pass to the left because there's an obstacle where it is placed. It's usually placed when there are road works, for example, when there is construction, and maybe a once one-way road has been now been split into a two-way road. So where there was usually a one-way road, you would see this sign that is pointing you to use another direction. That this is where you typically see the sign. It's a command sign, so meaning it's commanding you to use an alternative, no, not an alternative route, but the route that you are being directed to. So if you see this one pointing to the left, you must keep to the left. Sometimes it will say keep left when you see. They are calling it a keep left sign. If it's pointing to the right, it's going to be called a keep right sign. So that is how you behave or how you act when you see such a sign. Then let's move on to the next one. When this signal is illuminated, it shows you that when it's illuminated, illumination is light. So when it's turned on, this sign, and there are a couple of options here. A says it's an unguarded railway crossing ahead. B says it's a traffic lane that vehicles may not enter. And C says no true way there. Right? So the correct answer in this case, it's a traffic lane that vehicles may not enter. So it's a lane that is there, but vehicles are not allowed to enter that particular traffic way. And then when traveling on this secondary road, let's see how it looks. This is a secondary road, so it's quite different from the one we saw from the previous question, which was that one was a priority. So this is a secondary road. You see it by the horizontal line, which is thin. I mean, the horizontal line is thick and the vertical line is thin. You see it by that way. If a road sign is like this, it means that this is a secondary road. This is a secondary crossroad. It's a secondary crossroad if it's like this. So we have 3 options here. We have option A, which is only have to stop if the traffic from the left or the right is approaching. Then we have B, which says do not have the right of way and you have to stop. Then we have C, which says you have the right of way. So in this case, the correct answer is B. It says you do not have the right of way and you have to stop, meaning that when you are traveling in this road, you do not have the right of way, meaning that you have to stop. That's the action that you are supposed to take in cases where you see this road sign. It means that along the way, you will encounter this crossroad, and it's a secondary crossroad, and you do not have the right of way. Therefore, you have to do what? You have to stop when you see it. And then let's move to combination answers, right? So here we have number one. The question is, which is allowed when towing another vehicle? Number one, a motor car tows another vehicle. Okay, let me repeat that. A motor car tows another motor car with a rope and drives 40 kilometers an hour. Number two, you tow another vehicle with a tow bar. Then we have number three, a tractor tows a trailer with 10 passengers on it at a speed of 30 kilometers an hour. So the question is, which is allowed when towing another vehicle? Let's look at the options. We have option A, which says all of the above, and we have option B, which says number one and two. And we have option C, which says number one only. So the correct answer here is option B. What does option B say? Option B says we have number 2 and 3, which are correct when it comes to towing another vehicle. Let's go and look at number 2 and 3. Number 2 says you tow another vehicle with a tow bar, right? And then number 3 says a tractor tows a trailer with 10 passengers on it at a speed of 30 kilometers an hour, meaning that when you tow another vehicle, let's say you are towing it with a rope, the maximum speed you can drive, the maximum speed, they said here 40 kilometers an hour, which is incorrect. When you tow another vehicle with a rope, the maximum speed you can drive is 30 kilometers an hour. So keep that in mind. And in this case, if you have passengers and you are towing another vehicle with a trailer, the maximum speed you can drive is 30 kilometers an hour. So that is the correct answer in this case. And then this sign indicates to the driver that there is a freeway exit in dash ahead. So the correct answer here is 100 kilometers. This sign represents an exit. You will find it on a freeway. When you see it with one bar, like such as this, you know that it represents 100. But if it has 2 bars, it's 200 meters. If it has 3 bars, it's 300 meters, and it's representing an exit. Where is the exit? It's in a freeway, right? And then let's go to the next question. Which control is used to avoid a vehicle stalling before coming to a complete standstill? So I'm going to explain this. To stall, when we are talking about stalling, stalling is delaying. So let's say there's a driver who is trying to stop a vehicle, and then the driver is struggling because the vehicle is now stalling. The control that driver must use is the driver must use number 8. If you look at the vehicle controls, number 8 is the clutch. So to avoid your vehicle stalling before coming to a complete standstill, you do what? You use your clutch, which is number what? Number 8. Then let's move on to the next one. When your license disc has expired, you are given a grace period to renew it without penalty. Now you are in a situation where your vehicle license disc has expired. So you are given 21 days to rectify that. You are given a grace period, meaning that you can drive with your vehicle license disc for up to 21 days after it has expired. This is what this means. You can actually drive for 21 days even after your license disc has expired. After 21 days, that vehicle grace period is over, right? And then let's move on to the next question. The next question is, where can you find this direction sign? Where can you find this direction sign? And the answer is on an ordinary road with more than one traffic lane. So you find this this sign or this board, you find it on an ordinary road with more than one traffic lane, meaning you will find it in an ordinary road that has more than one traffic lane, not on a freeway, but on an ordinary road. So what I also want you to pick up is the color or the background color. The background color of this this board is green. It's not blue. If it was on a freeway, the color would be blue. Please pick that up next time. It's on an ordinary road with more than one traffic lane. And then this sign shows you that. This sign shows you that a lane is added to the left of a two-way road. Right? Here is our left. And from the beginning, it's one road, but a lane is added. This is self-explanatory. A lane is added on this road, on this two-way road, on the left of this two-way road. It's a two-way road, but a left lane, a additional lane is added to the left lane. And then where you are not allowed to stop. The answer here is A, with the front of your vehicle facing oncoming traffic. Do I need to explain this? I don't think I need to explain this. This is self-explanatory. You will come back and revisit the video. You'll get why I say what I'm saying. And the next question is, where do you find this direction sign? Remember that one had a green background. So this one, you find it on a freeway. It has it has a blue background. You find it where? On a freeway, indicating dedicated traffic lanes. This one is found where? On a freeway, indicating dedicated traffic lanes. That is where you find this sign. Then let's move on to the next question. What is this sign used for? This one, it's its shape, it's more square. It's a square shape, and it doesn't have indicated lanes. So let's see what it says here. It is to indicate exits that are close together in good time, all leading to the same town. It is to indicate exits that are close together in good time, all leading to the same town. That is the function of this roadside. And then this road marking. Here's the road marking. And the function of this road marking, as you can see, it has broken lines, but it's a road marking with broken white lines. Its function is to divide the road into two lanes. It's to divide the road into two lanes. I'm sure you could have picked it up on the road that mostly when the road is split into two lanes, they use this road marking that is white broken lines, right? And this function is to divide the road into what? Into two lanes. That's the function of that sign. And then this signal indicates that here's our signal, and the function of the signal, it says you may drive here. It's a lane that you may drive, in other words. When you see that sign, know that it's a lane that you may drive in. And then this road marking indicates to drivers that, as you can see, there's a bus sign there, and this lane is for the exclusive use of buses. And then its combinations again. The question is, you may overtake another vehicle on the left-hand side. So this one is about overtaking another vehicle on the left-hand side, which is, for the most part, is not advisable. You are always advised to overtake from like when you are overtaking from your left-hand side, these are the conditions that you may overtake on your left-hand side. So for the most part, overtaking is always reserved for the right. So you may overtake another vehicle on the left-hand side. Number one, when that vehicle is going to turn right and the road is wide enough, meaning the vehicle you are driving is going to do what? Is going to turn right, and the road is wide enough that it is not necessary to drive on the shoulder of the road, meaning that you can do so without driving on the shoulder of the road, and the road is big enough for you not to drive on the shoulder of the road. That's the condition when you can overtake on the right. That is condition number one. And number two, when the road has two lanes for traffic moving in the same direction. Now this road has two lanes and the traffic is moving in the same direction. It doesn't have one lane, it has two lanes, and the traffic is moving where? In the same direction, meaning you can overtake in that instance. For example, you can do that in a freeway, not in an ordinary road with one lane. Then we go to number three. Number three, if an officer instructs you to do so, that is when you can overtake another vehicle on the left-hand side, right? So we are able to overtake a vehicle from the left-hand side in these instances, right? And then let's go to the options, which is the correct one is all of the above, meaning all of these are correct concerning overtaking another vehicle where on the left-hand side. Then let's move on to the next question, which is which control is used to select a gear? Which control is used to select a gear? Number 6. The correct answer is A, number 6, which is, what is number 6 in your controls? It's a gear lever, meaning you use number 6 to do what? To select a gear. Then let's move on to the next question. This sign indicates to drivers that here's our sign. It has a 1 kilometer thingy at the bottom. And the answer here is B. It says, are obstructions, it warns you that there are obstructions to the road 1 kilometer ahead that affect traffic movement. That's the function of that sign. And then here, it is illegal when you drive and a passenger. It is illegal when you drive and a passenger. Let's go to the options. A, rides on the bumper of your vehicle. If you drive a vehicle where a passenger drive at the bumper of your vehicle, that is illegal. And then your car is automatic. If your car is automatic, you will not have control number. Let's see what they say. Number 8. Number 8 is what? Is the clutch. If you are driving an automatic vehicle, you will not have number 8. Number 8 is what? Is the clutch. And then you may, right, reverse your vehicle only if it is safe to do so. That is what you may do, right? And what is true regarding seat belts? Let's go through them, the options. We have number 1, if your vehicle has seat belts in the rear, okay, let me repeat that. If your vehicle has seat belts in the rear, it must be worn. Number 2, you need not to wear a seat belt when reversing. Number 3, children younger than 14 years need not to wear seat belts. Then we go to number 4, which is number 4 says, if the front seat has a seat belt, your only passenger may not sit at the back where there is no seat belt. So here in this case, the correct answer is number 1, number 2, and number 4. This one is incorrect. Number 3 is incorrect, which is number 3 says if says children younger than 14 years need not wear seat belts. So that's how you will distinguish that. And then we go to another question, which says if you see that someone wants to overtake you, you must, number 1, not drive faster. Number 2, keep to the left as far as it is safe. Number 3, give hand signals to allow the person to pass safely. So what you need to do, you need to apply number 1 and 2, which is the correct answer in this case is B. B says number 1 and number 2. Number 1 and number 2 says, number 1 says not drive faster. Number 2 says keep to the left as far as it is safe. Right? When someone is trying to do what? To overtake you. And then we move on to the next question, which says at an intersection, right? Pedestrians, the correct answer is C. Pedestrians who are already crossing the road when the red man signal starts showing have the right of way. That is at an intersection. And then let's move on to the next one, which is this sign indicates to drive. We already know this that by the yellow background, this is a temporary sign. That is what we are already establishing, even before we get to the questions. So the answer here, it's as we can see with the 80, it tells you about a speed. And the answer here is the minimum speed. The minimum speed limit in the right lane is 80 kilometers per hour. So the minimum speed you can drive if you are driving on the right hand lane, in this case, yeah, right, is 80 kilometers an hour. The minimum speed limit in the right hand lane is temporarily, the yellow background is 80 kilometers an hour. That's the answer for that. And then which control is used to avoid the vehicle stalling before coming to a complete standstill? I believe that I've covered that question, which is number 8. Number 8 is what? Is the clutch. You use it to avoid your vehicle stalling before coming to a complete standstill. Remember, stalling is delaying. And then the next question is, where can you come across this? Where can you come across this lane? I'm thinking about it right now. When you are coming from the main road from Grooteskier, and you're about to enter the on-ramp to the freeway, you would come across this sign. Just pay attention. So the answer here is A, usually on the left-hand side of an ordinary road, right? On an ordinary road, opposite an on-ramp to a freeway. So it's found opposite an on-ramp to a what? To a freeway. On the left-hand side of an ordinary road, opposite an on-ramp to a freeway. That is where this sign is found, right? And then let's go to the next one. And this one says this road marking warns road users that this road marking, here's our road marking, the right lane, which is the right lane is used by vehicles. The right lane may be used by vehicle moving in the opposite direction at different times, meaning the right lane can be used by vehicle moving on the opposite lane at different times, right? And then the tread pattern of your vehicle tires may not be less than 1 millimeter. The tread pattern of your tire may not be less than 1 millimeter. Keep that in mind. And this sign shows the driver. We have an A here and we have a sign. This sign is usually indicating action that should be taken where at an intersection. When you see a line like this, know that there is an intersection there. And there is an alternative route. The answer, there is an alternative route. That A represent alternative next to next in the at the next intersection to the right, meaning at the next intersection to the right, there is an alternative route. This is usually to give you an alternative route that will give you an option whether to go through a toll gate or not. That is usually the purpose of that alternative route. And then you are not allowed to stop. You are not allowed to stop. The answer is 5 meters from a bridge. So you are not allowed to stop 5 meters from a bridge. And then when you want to change lanes from one lane to another, you must, and we have combinations to select here. So number one says only do so when it is safe to do so. Then number two says switch on your indicator in time to show what you are going to do. And then number three, use the mirror of your vehicle to ensure that you know of the other traffic around you. So the correct answer in this case, it's all of the above. All of the above are true concerning when changing lanes, meaning moving from one lane to the next. Then let's move on to the next question. Unless otherwise shown by a sign, the general speed limit in an urban area, keep this in mind, in an urban area, the general speed limit, meaning there is no sign. When there is no sign in an urban area, understand that the general speed limit is 60 kilometers an hour, which is the correct answer in this case is what? Is C. The general speed limit in an urban area, unless otherwise shown to you by a sign, is 60 kilometers an hour. Then let's move on to the next one. Which is the longest? What is the longest period that a vehicle may be parked on one place on a public road in an urban area? Very important to note, in an urban area. So the longest period is 7 days. After 7 days, your vehicle will be declared lost, or it will be declared stolen if it stays there for more than 7 days in where? In an urban area. And then when are you allowed to drive on the shoulder of the road? We have a couple of options, which is number one says anytime you feel you want to let another vehicle to pass you. Number two says in daytime when you want to allow another vehicle to pass you and it's safe. Number three says when on a freeway with 4 lanes in both directions and you want to drive slower than 120 kilometers an hour. Then number 4 says when you have a flat tire and you want to park there to change it. So the correct answer here is A, which is number 2 and number 4. You can go and look at that when you have time. Let me run, guys, because I'm seeing that we are running out of time. So I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining the legal speed limit which you may drive. The correct answer is C. It is shown to you by the sign next to the road. Then this road sign shows you that the lane is reserved for motor cars. The maximum distance between two vehicles which are being towed is 3.5 meters, which is B. The correct answer there is B. The maximum distance between vehicles which are being towed is 3.5 meters. And then this road marking tells you that, let's look at the road marking. Here it is. And it says you may never park next to the road indicated by the black arrow when you see that sign. The following vehicles are not allowed on a freeway. So we are talking about vehicles that are not allowed on a freeway. So the answer there is A, a tractor, except when it is used in connection with construction or maintenance of a freeway. Yeah, that's the answer. It's A tractor, except when it is used in connection with construction or maintenance of a freeway. It's not allowed on a freeway. The lights of your vehicle parked on a road between sunset and sunrise need not to be kept lighted when the vehicle is parked. Number one, 10 meters from a lighted street lamp. Number two, next to a roadway off the road. Number three, in a demarcated parking area. So the correct answer in this case, the correct answer here is C, all of the above, right? And then let's move on to the next one. This road sign shows you that you may drive there. The furthest distance that your vehicle's dim lights may shine in front of you is C, 45 meters. And then, when may you not overtake another vehicle? When you, number one, are nearing the top of a hill. Number two, are nearing a curve. Number three, can only see 100 meters in front of you because of dust over the road. So the correct answer here is all of the above, right? And then let's move on to the next one. Which number is used to indicate that you wish to turn from the right to the left? So it's number 5. Number 5 is the switch indicator. The correct answer is A, number 5. Number 5 is the switch indicator. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. And the license disc of your vehicle or clearance certificate is valid for 12 months. The appropriate action to this sign is to, when you see this sign, you need to slow down and prepare to stop if necessary. Which number is used to steer your vehicle? You use number 4. Number 4 is what? Is the steering wheel. So you use it to steer your vehicle. And then when the vehicle is traveling in the right lane, as shown in this sign, a driver is traveling on the right lane. A driver must drive faster than 50 kilometers an hour. So this is a sign for minimum speed. So the minimum speed you can drive on the right lane when you see this sign is 50 kilometers an hour. And then this road marking next to the black arrow tells you that you may not stop there between certain periods indicated by another appropriate sign. Meaning, when you see this sign in this road or this road marking, know that there is another sign, maybe a board or something, that will tell you you may not stop there between certain periods indicated by another road sign, right? And then let's move on to the next question. What is the longest period that a vehicle may be parked on one place on a public road outside an urban area? I want you to pick that up, outside. The previous question was in an urban area, but now we are talking about outside. In an urban area, we said 7 days, but in this case, the answer is C. It's 24 hours. The maximum period that a vehicle may be parked on one place on a public road outside an area, outside an urban area is 24 hours. And the next question is, this road marking tells road users to? The answer is not to stop on the marking or cross it when overtaking, right? That's the action you should take. And then the next one is, which number are used to see behind you? You use A, which is number 1 and number 3. Number 1 is the rear view mirror and number 3 is the side mirrors, right? The side mirrors are number 3, then the rear view mirror is number 1. It's used to check at the back of vehicles at the back. Which rule is considered as the most important rule in South Africa? So the correct answer here is A. Always keep to the left side of the road as far as it is safe, right? That's the most important rule. And then when the robot is red, right, and the red arrow flashes to the right, flashes to the left, I mean, as indicated in the picture. So this means this arrow flashes to the left, this red arrow flashes to the left. It shows you that the answer is you must stop behind the stop line and proceed left if it is safe to do so, even if the red light is on. And then you may pass another vehicle on the left-hand side. Number 1 indicates when it indicates that it is going to turn right. Number 2, it drives on the right-hand side of the road with a shoulder where you can pass. Number 3, drives in a town in the right lane with 2 lanes in the same direction. So the correct answer there is number 1. The correct answer is number 1 and number 3, right? That's the correct answer. And this group of signs is known as A, which is information signs. Which number is used to stop your vehicle? To stop your vehicle, you use A, which is number 9. Number 9 is what? Is the brakes. And then we have this sign, which you can see it's a traffic sign or a robot and a camera underneath. So when you see that sign, know that there is a speed camera monitoring the intersection of the traffic light. And then the following question is, if you are traveling, you only have a learner's license for a light motor vehicle. The options are there must be someone with you in the vehicle with the same driving license. Number 2, you are not allowed to drive on a freeway. Then number 3, no passengers are allowed with you in the car. So the correct answer there is number 1, right? And then which number makes your vehicle to accelerate, which is number 10. Number 10 is what? Is the accelerator. So it makes your vehicle to accelerate. And then this sign shows to drivers of the vehicle that a parking is available upon paying a fee indicated by this sign. And then we've come to the end of the session. Let me just stop the recording so that we can have a